All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? Just a quick update on Harmony One, and I'll run through a bit of the crypto market because there's been some really volatile, weird behavior going on, which is normal in the crypto space. But I just want to kind of draw out what I see and what I'm thinking. So yeah, please like the video if you if you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We do keep the pulse on One Harmony and a few other small cap projects, just because everyone else is covering the big caps. Anyway, I just wanted to point out something that has happened in the last few days. So we're on a 4-hour chart here. So we saw Harmony One break out, and I had some comments in the videos going, like vague kind of, I wish I could have this answer that it's going to break out. Well, we can't give you that answer. And like I said, one of my options was it taps its way out and then it pulls back, right? So that's kind of what it does. Now, you can see my triangle pattern there, and I guess sometimes people call these like ascending triangles bearish, and that's what it showed us, that it broke to the downside, but that's on a short-term time frame. So it's just saying that structure generally breaks to the downside. So that's fine. That's what happened. But what you all want to know is like what's gonna happen, I suppose. And it might feel a bit like crappy right now that Bitcoin made some gains yesterday and One Harmony pulled back. But the thing is, and what I want to point out is that I've got this arc drawn here, and if you see every time it kind of pulled back towards that arc, we had really good price action to the upside. So pulled back here on the 30th of August, big push up, pulled back here, like dipped well below it, like flash crash, whatever, on the 7th of September, and went kind of parabolic again after that, on the 4-hourly anyway. So if for some reason it did come down and test this 13 or 14 cents, look at that as a buying opportunity. Look at the historical evidence that says when it comes down and tests the arc, it kind of rebounds strongly. So it's a good time to enter if you're, still willing to enter. But if you're just holding, just be aware that this has happened in the past. We pull down and then generally we move out of there very quickly. And you can only look at, say an XRP chart, for an example, all the way through this bull market, that it's gone up, pulled right down, great buying opportunity, then pulled right back up, selling opportunity, kind of pulled back again, and consolidation went right up and then it's pulled right back down. And then same again, up and then pulled back down, great opportunity, and then consolidating. So this happens in crypto, and you've got to either be fearful of the crashes or fearful of the pull downs, or aggressively buying them. So that's the reality there. In saying that, my preference is that this uptrend, that this reversal here just continues up, and this was actually a fake down or a fake out or a breakdown, fake breakdown. But we can only wait and see. And I'm just going to jump over to the Bitcoin chart and just show you what I mean, in the sense of what's going on there. So on the opposite side of things, Bitcoin has broken out of a short-term bull flag. So it kind of dropped. It was in this downtrending or descending parallel channel, which generally break to the upside. And that's what has happened. So one thing I found odd yesterday is that Bitcoin had some nice move, a 3 to 4% move at one point, and the altcoins weren't leveraging off that when they usually do. Usually you kind of get a 2 or a 3x in the altcoins when Bitcoin moves 2 or 3% in the day, and that didn't happen across the board anyway. So there's definitely some minor decoupling that I'm seeing on, which is good. It's good. It's very good. And we're all looking for an event or the event when, I guess Bitcoin starts to move and the altcoins really separate and decouple from that. And then any pullbacks that Bitcoin has, the altcoins don't matter. They just keep flying and flying and flying. And there's some kind of a massive rotation event. But just looking at Bitcoin once again, that, touch of the arc down here, big move up, and it kind of had that really long run. Then the most recent kind of flash crash, a wick told us where the price wanted to go. Then, a couple of back tests of that. Didn't make a lower low than that wick, which is great. But yeah, once again, there's still that likelihood that we go sideways for a while, touch off the arc again, and then kind of fly on out of there to make all these gains back into all-time highs. And I've said all along, like, you have to keep a bearish probability in your back pocket until Bitcoin breaks into new all-time highs, because historically, when Bitcoin goes on a tear above its all-time highs, the whole market follows, So that's really what we're trying to see, and that is the key focus. For those of you that watch the channel because of game credits, I'll give you a quick update on that. Nothing's broken there. We're kind of at that confluence point on the edge of the arc. So, I have shifted this arc, and I've really kind of used these touch points on the side here, dragged it out and saying that, technically for me, I want to see, this kind of small breakout of the arc here, but rebound, and this to follow the price action of that arc and move its way out of there. So it's broken out of its bigger arc, but this consolidation arc or this correction arc, everything's fine to me. It does feel sometimes like, especially when everything around you pumping, that you're in the wrong asset and you should go and chase things. And yes, that's the truth, but half the time, and I'm a culprit of this, is you sit on your hands going, oh yeah, that Solano's running. I should buy it. Oh no, it's gone too far. And the next day you go, oh, it runs again. Yeah, it's gone too far. And then the next thing, it's 10 days later, you're like, oh my God, that's run 300%. Now I'll FOMO into it, So just be careful of that. Sometimes, that psychology you get sucked into, and the reality is that, and I use this analogy all the time, all boats rise in the tide, or, if you think of us as sailing boats out there in, a long ocean race, sometimes the wind hits your sails and sometimes it doesn't. But when a hurricane comes through, or when a really strong wind comes through, eventually all the sails get filled. So you've just got to be patient in that you picked your altcoin for a particular reason. And I hope it's not just because you watch my channel. I hope you picked it for your own choices and your own fundamentals, because, I pick One Harmony for, the community and the price action and the kind of the project itself, as but mainly the volatility and the price action, the low market cap. Game credits, same deal. It's a high risk, high reward, gaming one, NFT, I've got my reasons for it, not just because I go, oh yeah, I just picked a random altcoin, even though maybe that's what got me into it, is seeing the chart and looking that it, there could be some big gains there. Cake, I chose it because it's got a use case, everyone's using Cake, everyone's staking Cake. Binance Smart Chain, it's a very valuable project, and then Hathor Networks is just fundamentally one of the most sound low market cap projects out there. And I think something like Hathor Networks, and we'll kind of jump over to Hathor now. Like I say, it's a quiet achiever. There is, increasing Twitter thing. There's an increasing community. There's use cases popping out everywhere. And the reality is that the chart is solid. It's, uptrend wise, it is in an uptrend. Yes, I did kind of bring this line down a bit because I had it kind of pegged along these dips. But now, still, you look at this tap, 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 tap on the upside, and then tap, tap. So looking for this thing to go up and test the $1.40 and then possibly come down and test this rail again, So this uptrend channel is nice. It's secure. These are the sort of gains you like to see. These parabolic Solano style gains, they go upwards. There's only one way for them to go eventually, and that's back down. Whereas these kind of grindy, channel-y kind of moves, these are the ones you want to be a part of, where it runs 20% and then it pulls back 5 or 6, runs 30% and pulls back 7 or 8, These are good uptrends, these are the ones you want to see. Because if you get in down here, you get nice steady gains, you get confident, your cost basis is well low, and then the parabolic move happens, and then you're like, great, now I can sell, rather than buying into something halfway through a parabolic move and then going, I want it to go higher, I need it to go higher, and then the reality is that it's ran out of steam. You know, and if you look at Hathor Networks compared to, say, Solana, that, you know, has made big moves since like January. You know, it's made a big move, pull back, and then a big massive move. This made a big move, pulled right back, and it's not even at its all-time highs. So watch these spaces and just be aware that sometimes, you know, if you don't need your money tomorrow, it's just a patient waiting game. You know, as long as the chart isn't completely broken. Just jump over to the cake chart and just have a look at that and just see. Haven't looked at the cake chart for a long time. Yeah, look, we are in a good space with cake. We're nowhere near its all-time highs. We've had that good channel run, pullback, consolidation there. And, you know, like I like this kind of volatility, especially when it's around that 30-week moving average. It's a really good spot to launch from, you know, and you can see on the last 4 hourly there that, you know, so we've dipped below the 30-week, dipped below the 30-week, dipped below the 30-week for the third time, and then there's this kind of good run. So be interesting to see with cake. Is that going to continue? Is that tear going to continue? Hope so. But like I say, we're all eyes on Bitcoin. That's where we're at. We want to see this move continue, maybe a bit of a pullback, but essentially we want to get up well above the 60K mark to really ignite and put the fire under the belly of all of our altcoins. That's my quick market update. I hope that helps you. I hope that gives you some kind of peace of mind that things are, you know, volatile, weird, but still fairly normal, you know, from a macro perspective. Yeah, I've been Jared. This has been Crypto Plan, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.